Hi everyone. So this seems to be the biggest thing in India right now, is try to bash men every single chance they get. So this lady, she capitalized on the whole Republic Day celebrations in India. And it went viral. It's taking a comedian's approach to rape. Now this is a very sensitive topic, but the thing is, it's the whole that's saying, a bit of information is a bad thing. We're asking questions, but we're not asking the right questions. So regarding this video, I'm going to give my responses to what she says.
Hi, hello, what's up people? Sorry. What's up people? मैं औरत हूँ ना, मुझे एक तो झुक के बात करनी चाहिए और ऊपर से धीरे बात करनी चाहिए. मेरी मम्मी ने सिखाया यार.
So blame your mom then. She's the one who told you that. Not me, not the other men, it was your mother.
पर सर आप क्या देख रहे हैं? My legs. क्यों देख रहे हैं सर? क्यों? I really want to understand.
I know you do, honey, and I know it's difficult. But please try.
आपके पास भी वही टांगे, मेरे पास भी वही टांगे. मेरी थोड़ी अच्छी हैं, पर उन पे ये तो नहीं लिखा ना सर. ATM 24 hours open, correct?
Is it 24 hours open? All this talk about legs, I'm starting to have my doubts.
Bhai, I think it's better to make these things clear, especially where I come from. I'm from Delhi. Yeah, the capital of the country. You can also call it the rape capital of the country. Yeah?
You could also call it the false rape accusation capital of the country. Did you do your research at all? At least the Delhi Commission of Women, they were quite forthcoming with their number. They reported it the way it is and what's happening. More than half of the rape cases that are coming in are false. They're false accusations. Also, you hear feminists in India saying, oh, look how high the amount of rapes are in our country compared to other countries in the world. Obviously, you can't look at total numbers. Why? Because if you look at total numbers, then naturally, the higher the population of the country, the more rapes you're going to have. So when you look at it that way, what you're saying is it's worse for women in places with higher populations? That makes no sense. You have to look at percentages. How much percent of the population are people who are criminal, people who are rapists? That's what's more important. But no, you want an exaggeration. You want the number that looks worse. That's wrong. Why? Because it creates a state of hysteria. It gives people a skewed perception of what's actually happening in the country. They did that with the gang rape case. Using that single case, they were able to demonize all men in India, not just the criminal minority. It's a generalization because why? Feminists generalize from the beginning. That's all they do. They generalize, they try to make it as vague as possible to make it look like it's a gender war. Like in every country, there is a criminal minority and they should be behind bars. Just because they did a crime, you can't overlay that to the rest of the population. That's not fair.
परसों की बात है आई थिंक मैं ग्रेटर कैलाश मार्केट में थी और एक भिखारी ने आके मुझसे बोला कि बहन भगवान के नाम पे 20 रुपए दे दे. मैंने 500 दे दिए. बोलो क्यों? पूछो. यार दिल्ली में बहन बोलता कौन है आजकल? इंडिया में औरतें दो कैटेगरीज में स्लॉटेड है भैया. वन इज होर एंड द अदर वन इज स्लट obviously.
Is that how you see Indian women?
Man, she refused to sleep with me, man. What a whore, man. What a whore. And I agree. Whore ही होगी अगर मना कर रही है तो.
Or he's not good at dealing with rejection and he's projecting. Did you consider that? Seriously. We're all human. People are sore losers. No one likes rejection. So it's easier to blame other people instead of yourself. That's what that guy's doing. Stop making it something that it isn't.
या फिर bro, you know who she slept with? Me. What a slut, man. What a slut. Woo!
India as a whole really isn't a hookup culture yet. It's not there yet. Most of the sex actually happens between boyfriend and girlfriend. And no guy is going to call his girlfriend a slut or a whore. So you've made that up. Now, in hookup culture, if a guy sleeps with a girl, he is not going to go tell his friends that, oh, I slept with this slut. You've made that up. Why? Because for most guys, it's not easy to get laid. Hence, if he called her a slut, he's taking away the whole value of the act. This lady, she doesn't understand guys at all.
Our society never fails to astound me. Never. कुछ अद्भुत ही है हमारा लॉजिक. अजीब सा. एक एग्जांपल देते हैं. वेस्ट बंगाल में एक लड़की गुंजन 20 साल की हॉस्पिटल में जूझ रही है अपनी जान के लिए. क्यों? क्या थी उसकी गलती? What was her crime? She wore jeans to college. कोई करता है ऐसे? कोई करता है? मत्ती मारी गई थी गुंजन की. अरे उससे कुछ सीखना चाहिए यार. मतलब थोड़ा सा इंस्पिरेशन ले from all these women the men in our country idolize. कटरीना कैफ, दीपिका पादुकोण, प्रियंका चोपड़ा. साड़ी में बाहर निकलती हैं ये, साड़ी में पल्लू डाल के. करेक्ट. और आइटम नंबर जो आप सबको इतने पसंद है, फुल स्लीव ब्लाउज की डिमांड है भैया हर हीरोइन की. तो गुंजन को कोई वो थी, जीन्स पहन के चली गई. हद होती है, हद.
Now, I've actually read the story, and you have skewed it to push a political agenda. So some people didn't like Gunjan wearing jeans to college. So a mob attacked their house. Gunjan's mother was beaten to death. Gunjan and her father Netrapal were beaten, and they're hospitalized now in serious condition. Now, here's the thing that you didn't tell anyone, is that mob was led by a woman. Her name is Fulvadi, and she's a contractor's wife. She's the one who had an issue with Gunjan wearing jeans to college. Here's a quote from Netrapal. So I'm going to read this out. My daughter is an undergraduate student, and she is comfortable in jeans. Other girls in her college also wear jeans. But Fulvadi, wife of a contractor, came to me one day and asked me to stop her from wearing jeans because it was vitiating the atmosphere of the colony. So in this instance, like your mother, it was a lady enforcing societal norm. In this case, she took it to the extreme and she led a mob to beat these people up.
I think हम पैदा ही दोगले हुए. Hypocrisy खून में हमारे. कैसा आदमी है? औरत पे हाथ उठाता है. कैसा आदमी है? औरत से मार खाता है. ना मर्द कहीं का. लड़कों के लिए हम कितना इंसल्टिंग नाम यूज करते हैं. वेरी बैड, वेरी बैड. डूड, ब्रो, छोकरा, लौंडा. हद है, हद है. मतलब लड़कों को मतलब बिल्कुल वो कर देना चाहिए, रिवोल्ट. और लड़कियों को देखो कितनी इज्जत से बुलाते हैं. टोटा, पटाखा, शमिया, फुलझड़ी. ओहो हो. इतनी इज्जत की भैया हमें आदत नहीं है. मम्मी आप चुप करो, आपको कुछ नहीं पता है. इरिटेट करते हो मुझे हर समय. I just want to know how many of you have spoken to your fathers like this or do so on a regular basis or think it's okay to do so. I thought so. यार ये कंट्री मेरी समझ में तो नहीं आती. सार्वजनिक मूतना अलाउड है, चूमना अलाउड नहीं है. वर्जिन बीवी चाहिए, खुद बैंकॉक के खिलाड़ी हैं. हाउसवाइफ सुबह से लेके रात तक काम कर करके घिस जाए, मर क्यों ना जाए. शी इज नॉट वर्किंग, शी इज जस्ट अ हाउसवाइफ. 6 लड़कियों के बीच में एक लड़का स्टड है और 6 लड़कों के बीच में एक लड़की स्लट है.
Now, this isn't a double standard. It seems similar, but it's not. They're inherently quite different. The reason for this is women have always been more conservative with their sexuality than men. Why? Because in the past, we didn't have birth control. So women had a lot of risk attributed towards sex. Guys didn't. Guys could have sex with whoever, but a lady is going to get pregnant. Or there's a very high chance for her to get pregnant if she had sex. So in those situations, necessarily, women didn't sleep around as much. And because women were more conservative with sex, it was harder for men to get sex from them. Hence, why men praise other men who have a lot of sex. He's a stud because he's doing something right that all the other guys are doing wrong. But in the other case, women are called a slut when they sleep around because it's easy for them to sleep around. Because also, men have different expectations. It's easier for a lady to sleep with a man than the other way around. They did this quite a few social experiments on this. If a guy went around asking women if they would sleep with him, the vast majority said no. Vast majority, or all of them said no. But a lady did the same thing, and most men said yes. Do you see this difference?
I just think that all these men with their big penises who want to go out there and protect us and make things safe for us and जो हम पे नजर रखे हुए हैं.
Wait, so you're complaining that men are putting themselves at risk for you? How selfish of them.
नजर मत रखो, नजर हटा दो. काफी प्रॉब्लम तो उसी से सॉल्व हो जाएगी. दिस रिपब्लिक डे आई जस्ट हैव वन एडवाइस, रहने दो बेटा, तुमसे ना हो पाएगा।